Hi, everybody. Happy new moon in Pisces. There is so much happening in the planetary space starting today over the next several weeks. And if you're not tracking, today is when the moon is at its darkest phase. It's a new moon, which invites us to really go into creation mode, to dream mode, into inception mode, intention mode. And it's a great day and time period to plant seeds of our heart's desire, of our soul's craving, our calling, of what we want to see and feel and be over the coming next phase. Today, because the new moon is aligned with Pisces, Pisces is a water sign. So it's really like calling forth us to nourish and nurture and water. Like, what are those seeds of desire that we want to lean more towards? So many people right now, from my conversations and client work and coaching, are going through a lot of shifts, I would say, large, small, nuanced, in some cases like the Band-Aids being ripped off and it's abrupt. And in some cases there's a nudging and a knowing that things are kind of out of alignment to come into alignment. And so right now, I just feel so strongly that we're not in control of what's happening outside of ourselves. And yet I do believe that there are inherent higher forces at play that are helping us evolve in a really beautiful way. And so part of what we're being asked to do right now is find our grounding, to nourish and nurture what feels really good to us. And so a super simple question is, what feels good to me now? Who feels good to me? Where feels good to me? And allow yourself to really lean into those spaces and places. And if you have the opportunity, like in Park City, we still have snow on the ground, but in other places around the country, you might have the ability to literally plant a physical seed in the soil. Or indoors, it's a wonderful metaphor to plant a pot of succulents or flowers with intention around what is it that we want to move forward towards. And then tomorrow, like, you can think of the new moon, before I go tomorrow, like the new moon, the darkness that is in the soil. Like, when you think about the soil, it's rich and it's nutrient dense and it has creepy crawlies and myceliums and all this things happening underground that we can't see, all things that are preparing to shoot up in new growth, in new sprouts, in new blossoms that will start to germinate in the spring. But first, before they can germinate, they need to be planted and they need to be nurtured and watered and given sunlight. So one of the things I found myself sharing with a friend and a client today was, what can you do to make yourself feel really, really fucking good? Like, maybe it's your favorite lotion or body oil. Like, maybe it's going outside into nature and being in the trees, or seeing the sunset tonight or the sunrise tomorrow morning. Or maybe it's listening to the most peaceful or inspiring song that really lifts your spirits. Or maybe it's taking a bath or getting in water somehow, or sweating your ass off in a great workout. Like, whatever it is you need to do for you is what is being invited in for you to really give yourself permission to water what you are here for, to water what feels good, and let that be enough. Because with that, we create a grounding that will be able to provide the fertile soil for whatever seeds that we're planting, or whatever rockets of desire, as Esther Hicks calls them, like really want to come forth. Because now is the time to bring that to our attention and really magnify and claim that with intention, with choice. Because tomorrow, as you may or may not know, we have the grand planetary alignment happening again, but this time Mercury joins the parade. So there are 7 planets coupled with the moon and the sun, the new moon and the sun, that are going to be in alignment that we'll be able to see with the naked eye. So go outside tonight if you can see it, and know that as the planets align, so do we. We get to have an upgrade right now and align to our soul's call, our light call, our highest intent, our highest purpose, even if you have no clue what that is. And that prepares the way for a whole bunch of other things that are happening. I'm just going to pull up my notes because March is a incredible time where all this stuff is happening. So we have the new moon today. We have the planetary alignment happening tomorrow. On March 1st, we also start to have the planets that are all direct right now in alignment. We get Venus that begins to go into retrograde. We have two eclipses in March. So the first one is on March 14th. Then Mercury goes into retrograde on the 15th, preparing for the spring equinox, the first day of spring on March 20th. And then we have a partial solar eclipse that moves us into Aries on the 29th, the last day of March. So there is like maybe a lot of that is gobbledygook to you, but all you need to know is like there are major shifts happening, and they're helping us align to why we're here. Now, at first blush, it might feel like, shit's falling apart, structures are collapsing, things that we knew or thought were true are not, Band-Aids being ripped off, sudden changes, sudden awareness. With all this change, like the solidity, the solidarity that we seek is within. It's connecting back to our soul that has an effervescent, unconditional livelihood to it that is connected to everything, that in my belief doesn't die. And it is our true identity of like what is behind our flesh and bones and ego and mind and intellect and all the ways we try and figure stuff out. What's behind that awareness, that light, that soul is calling us to realign to it. So it's a really exciting month that is on its way. And I just wanted to share that you're not alone if you're feeling like the sky is falling and the world's falling apart. It may look like that, but what if it was absolutely falling into perfect alignment for why you're here? And the things that feel not interesting anymore, boring, you find yourself procrastinating, you find yourself disinterested, you find yourself pushing against. Like, what if you could just let those things dissolve and move towards what's calling you forth, what you find attractive, what catches your eye of beauty, what excites you, what's interesting, what creates a liveliness to you. Like, what if that's why we're here, is to follow that call? So if you are feeling alone or you're feeling overwhelmed, and you're looking for a community to convene, I have 2 opportunities for you. The first is tomorrow. We're kicking off Awesome Hour with Jen and Jeff, my business partner. And we're hosting an hour live call free online that I'll put the URL at the bottom of however I'm sharing this. You can find it at plentyconsulting.com/events. I know it's there if you want to register. But we'll be leading you all through a guided meditation and a getting here. We're going to do a little open conversation and Q&A and share some inspiring thoughts to set the stage for the month of March to come. That's all about planting seeds. And then if you're a woman and you are seeking some soul space in sisterhood, I'm launching Soul Space at Your Space, an online Zoom call happening once a month, beginning March 14th, and then we'll have it in April and May. Or if you live in Park City, Utah, Soul Space at Heart Space, our beautiful retreat center, beginning March 20th on the spring equinox, and then again in April and in May in person. Love to have you convene, connect soul to soul, light to light in sisterhood, to come together in community to navigate these times in the most gentle, nourishing, beautiful way. So those are my thoughts. If that calls to you, I'd love to see you. If it doesn't, I totally understand, and wishing you an incredible new moon to plant seeds of your soul in whatever way feels best and feels really fucking good.